Hey guys, welcome back. So lately I've had to go through a lot of research works. That's because I'm actually writing my own thesis. Some of the works I've gone through, some of them have been helpful while others have not been helpful, and some of them I've wasted time reading them thinking it would be helpful, and in the end they were actually not helpful. So what was actually the problem? Why did I waste my time reading a number of literatures that at the end of the day I didn't make use of it? They were not useful for my work. So why did I waste my time reading these literatures? I wasted my time reading these literatures because the abstract did not give me a precise information on what the work was all about. And so in order for me to try to understand whether the work would be useful to me or not, I saw myself reading the entire work, and at the end of the day I just wasted my time. They were not useful and I just trashed them. And that's actually the reason why I'm making this video. Now, for every work you write, you need to have a good abstract. Your abstract should be able to tell your reader whether to continue reading or not. Your abstract should be able to tell your reader whether your work would be useful to that person, to the researcher or not. So this video will be divided into two. The first part will be talking about the characteristics of an abstract, while the second part of it will be talking about the contents of an abstract. So straight into it. What are the characteristics of an abstract? First of all, we need to understand that an abstract is a summary of your work, and it's usually at about 250 words, and it's a one paragraph work or sometimes two that summarizes the entire work. An abstract is descriptive in nature, and that means from the abstract a reader should be able to know whether to continue reading your work or not. Also, an abstract is commentary. It is commentary in that it has to use words like "we found that," "the research established that," "the research analyzed," not things like "I found out that," "I saw that," "I did this." So no, it's not about you, it's about the research. So that's why you have to use words like "we," "our work," or "the research." Now, finally, I would like to say that an abstract is usually written last. You can't write your abstract before you start writing other things. You can't write your abstract before you analyze your data. So an abstract is usually written last because it carries the story, the conclusion, and possible future research parts and things like that. So an abstract is usually written last. Now to the content of an abstract. Now, every good abstract has to show the introduction, problem identification, the method, the result, and the conclusion. Sometimes some abstracts include the implication, that's the future direction of the work. Now to the introduction. The introduction of an abstract should be divided into two. Now, the first part of the introduction should be a general summary of the subject matter or the topic. This part of the introduction should be comprehensible to anybody in any field. It should be that plain. Now, the second part of it would take a step further. It would go in depth. It should be an in-depth summary that can be easily understood by anybody in your field. The second on the list is the problem identification. Now, for problem identification, this part needs to show the gap in literature or the gap in knowledge. That's what this part does. This is the gap you would be addressing. It should show limitation and the issue at hand that you're trying to solve. So you're expected to show what the rationale is. You're expected to show the research question, the hypothesis, and or maybe the assumptions, as the case may be. So in all of it, you are supposed to show the missing bits in literature. Moving on, the next thing you should show is the method. In this part of the abstract, you are supposed to be telling us what method you adopted. Is the research qualitative, quantitative? Is it a mixed methodology? Did you use survey? Was it did you administer questionnaires? Did you conduct an interview? So this particular place, you're supposed to tell us the method you actually used. Moving on, the next thing is your results. Here you're supposed to show the main points you made that shows original information identified through your research. That's what you're supposed to be showing us in this section. So finally, we have the conclusion. Now, the conclusion should be short and concise and should portray the significance of the study. Also, it should show the main takeaway points of your research. Here, you're supposed to make that one statement that shows your contribution to that topic. And that's it for the conclusion. Again, depending on the research work you are conducting, some people have another part which forms the last part of it, which is the implication. Why some others they stop at the conclusion. Now under the implication, you're supposed to give maybe future recommendation, work research recommendations, and also tell us how this fits into practical real life situations and the applicability of it to the society. So guys, that's basically it for writing an abstract. So you have to understand that your abstract is the most precious bit of your writing, and it has to show those key points made by your research, and at all times you should tailor your abstract to perfection. I hope this video was helpful. Drop your comments. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe to my channel. Bye.